Alex who kicks off the game over to UI. You through it over to Sahid. Sahid gives it back to you through it, and you through is now down the midfield. So it has to switch it over to UF Silver, and he doesn't have much space, so he does play it back. Maestro is there to get it. Not switching the tempo of the game as of now. Maestro tries to give it through to Nax, but that's a pretty miscalculated pass. Yukuzi sweeps it up and gives it over to Moose. Moose flicks it over to Sinpi, and the whole right wing is open for him. Xer is there to try to pressure, but he gives it over to Sparta. Could be a chance for Royal Blues here. Over to Eternal now, and Eternal into the box. Back post, Sinpi shoots, blocked by Xerfan, and it's cleared away. Super. Over to Moose. Who's now switching it to the left wing. Eternal is there to get it. Eternal, taking his time, gives it back to Super instead. Super, over to Mini. Mini over to Moose. Moose now on the right wing. Over to Sinbi, tries to build it in. Alex who gets it and clears it away. Super is there to get the clearance. Gives a small driven over to Internal once again on the left wing. Internal now, back to Super. Super switched the game over to Moose, and Moose once again on the right wing. Looking for a flick again over to Mini. Mini shoots, beautiful block by Sahids. Sahids now. Naps over to Silver. Silver to Alex. Alex back to the defense. Utrace now going up. Over to Sahids. At the left back spot now. Is going up. And it's over the... It's a free kick. Yukuzi seems to be taking the free kick. Small pass over to Super. Super right clicks it onto Internal. Internal does have some fair options, but he decides to move on onto the left wing. Slowly. Tempo of the game is slow right now. Eternal is taking his time and does get over Silver eventually. Beautiful dribbling. Back post. Xarfan is there and flicks it away, but that's a illegal flick. Semicircle free kick for Royal Blues. Mini's up to take the free kick. Potentially looking for a bullet. Decides to pass it back to Super instead. Super now. Down onto Internal. Internal is there and is trying to look for a pass into the box. Beautiful, good block by Silver. Silver. Eternal gets it back though. He's looking again to pass it into the box. No one mosses it. And it's into the left back spot of Starbound now. Diamond does get it. Diamond now. Pressured, but not successfully. Small pass over to Maestro, and Maestro is with the ball now. Back to Alex. Switching it up over to Utrecht. To Silver now. Misses his touch, but he'll still get it. Eternal is pressuring him behind, and decides to pass it back to the goalkeeper for a safe option. Elton. Over to Xerfan. Xerfan tries to give it over to Shahid, but Mini gets it instead. That's a bad pass. Mini now, onto Length. Length does have some space to use for himself. Does use it indeed. Flicking now, shooting. Beautiful goal by Length. 1-0 to Royal Blues. Nax kicks off over to Alex. Alex now in the midfield. Back to Shahid. Shahid right click into Xerfan. And Xerfan is now at the left back spot. Looking for an easy pass to get the ball off his feet. He does indeed go there and gives it over to Alex. Alex now driven over. Silver in the midfield. Dribbling a bit. Still going strong. Bullets it over to Diamond. Diamond tries to shoot and it is a goal. That was a weird shot, but it worked. 1-1. Royal Blues kicks it off to Mini now. Quickly switches it over to Moose. Blurred. At the center back. Over to Super. He does have Eternal and does go for him indeed. Eternal now running down the left. Go there. Length is there. Beautiful block by Sahid. Team stolen by Utrecht. Flicked away, but that's not good. Mini gets it. Mini now. Over to Sinpi. Sinpi in the box. Mossed by Alexu and cleared. Super gets the clearance. Driven into the box. Sinpi is there. Blocked once again by Utrecht this time. Moose gets the clearance. Diamond steals it. Back into the defense. Xarfan now. Still holding the ball. All to Maestro. Playing it safe around the back right now. Maestro over to Utrecht. Utrecht now. Right click. Over to Silva. Silva. Good dribbling. Lag. Good call by the referee. And it's a free kick for Royal Blues. Super is taking this one. Small pass over to Yukuzi. Right back at him. Super once again. Drivens it over to Sinbi. Pressured. Instantly tries to pass, but Maestro does get it back. Maestro tries to pass it, but reaches his own pass. Almost folded, but does pass it back eventually. Silva. Silva now. Running down the right wing. Little pass over to Alex. Alex. To Maestro at the edge. Tries to bullet. Max does get it. But it's blocked by Blurred. Good block. Eternal. Passes it back to Super. Super. Back to the goalkeeper. Ukuzi now. Back to Super. And Super is once again at the left back spot. Looking to make some space for himself, but instead passes it off to Eternal instead. Flicks once. Eternal now. Moving into the midfield. Switches it up into Moose. Moose. Into Mini. Mini. Onto Sparta. Sparta passes it back to Blurred. Blurred. Over to Eternal now. He's barely gonna get there. Flicks away. Looking for a pass. Flicks over a Silver. Decides to pass it back to Mini. Mini's there now. Switches it over to Moose once again. Crosses it in. The cross. Length. Blocked by Maestro. It was going out anyways though. Moose gets the clearance. Fakes. Back into Super. Super now. Onto Sinpi. That's lag. Lord, that's lag. It isn't foul though. Moose. Over to Mini now. Instantly shoots. Blocked by Utrecht. Starbound seems to be parking the box right now. Blurred. Over to Eternal. Once again. Trying to look for a cross. Flicks. Into the box now. Back post. Blocked most by Sahid, but that's a call. Unlucky by Starbound. It's another free kick for Royal Blues. It's a yellow card for Shahid. Mini seems to be taking it once again. Bullets into Length. Length flicks twice. Looks for a shot. Beautiful block by Utrecht. Seemed to be GLT. I'm not sure though. Ref didn't call anything. Ref called line. So no GLT. Utrecht now. Over to Silva at the right side. Silva playing it safe. Maestro misses his touch, but does get it back. Maestro, small pass over to Alex. Mini barely almost gets it. Over to Utrecht now. Utrecht switches to the left back at Shahid. Shahid proceeds with a small pass over to Xarfan, although it was a bit weak. Mistake pass back Xarfan over to Mini. Mini over to Moose. Moose switches it to a center back spot to Blur, and it is last attack for Royal Blues. Everyone seems to be going up. Oh, he missed his pass, and that's halftime. Into Mini. Mini onto Moose. Moose now is once again down the right wing. looking to make space for himself, fails and passes it back to Blurred. Blurred now switches it to Super. And Super is on the left wing. Crosses it in. Sparta, beautiful moss back, beautiful save by Elton though. Small pass over to Xerfan now. Pressured, but still gets the pass off to Nax. Nax, safe play into Awaken the Pineapple. Awaken. Over to Silver. Super is there to pressure Silver. Silver now, faking a bit, trying to make some space for himself, but that's not useful. Super, cleared. Awaken. Switch it over to Xerfan. Xerfan. Small pass over to Nax. Nax. Over to Silver. And he's down the right wing now, looking for a potential cross into the box. Indeed. Blurred Most. Cleared. Sparta seems to be getting it now. Indeed. Sparta. Flicks. Once, twice. Back to Moose. Moose back to the goalkeeper. Yukuzi now. Moving up the pitch. Moving confidently. We see Sparta. He's wide open. Sparta does proceed. Has Sinpi behind him, but decides to give it off to Super instead. Looking for another cross here. He does proceed with it. Poor mossing by Royal Blues. Cleared onto Diamond. And Diamond is trying to use his lane to make a chance for Starbound once again. Decides to pass it off to Silver now. Running down the right wing. Looking for a cross again. Does cross it in. Beautiful moss by Nax and a beautiful goal. Good moss by Nax. Length kicking off the game once again. Into Mini. Mini to Sinpi. Down the right wing now over to Moose. Moose now crosses it in. Moss by Nax over to Diamond. Diamond is all alone once again in the attack, waiting for his teammates. Still waiting.
Yo, someone's streaming.
Monkey, if you want, you can stream it. Mini, blocked by Nax, beautiful block. And Nax has some space in the midfield.
Is this the crystals? Is this the crystals?
Oh no, crystals is the other one, man.
Oh.
Over to Yutre, over to Awaken. Awaken to Nax. Nax gives it over to the right wing. And Silver is there to get it. Silver looking for a cross. Decides to flick it off instead and does successfully do so. Crosses it in. Moss by Internal. Cleared. Onto Sparta now. Switching up the tempo of the game. But it's locked down by Awaken. Awaken now. Over to Alex. Alex doesn't have much space. Does decide to give it off to Maestro. Maestro now. Crosses it in, but Mini does moss it and Sparta gets it once again. Sparta. Back to Internal. To the goalkeeper now, Ukuzi. Small pass to Super. Playing it around the back now. They don't seem to have many options. Starbound might be parking the bus and time wasting now. Sinpi now.
They need to do a gegenpress, like Miss Menace, and press them from half pitch, whatever that means.
Alright, man. Moose over to Sinpi. Cross it in. It's mossed by Silver and it's cleared over to Mini. Mini bullet to Sparta. It's intercepted by Alex. And Yornak steals it and clears it out. Back to Xerfan now at the left back spot. Xerfan. Looking for a pass, he's pressured a lot. He does pull it off. Yuitre, pressured by Length, gives it off to Awaken. Awaken. Reaches his own pass, but does read to it and successfully do so. Nax onto the midfield. Passes it back to Maestro. Over to Xerfan now at the left wing. To Alex. Moving on to the midfield. Doesn't have a lot of space and is being pressured, so he does play it safe to Awaken. Awaken, small pass over to Silver. Silver does some fakes. Bullets it into Nax. Nux instantly suited. That's a weak shot. Unlucky. Yukuzi. Over to Super. To internal now. Looking for an option. Decides to play it back instead. Back to Yukuzi. On to Moose. Moose has a lot of space to use, so he is indeed running down the lane. Moose still going strong. Gives it off to Simpy. Simpy has some space to cross it, but gets blocked by Serfan. Simpy blocks him back though. Beautiful. Small pass over to Mini. Mini is looking for a potential bullet. He does have Eternal in the edge, and he does give it off. Eternal now. Over to Mini, but misses barely. Unlucky. Goal kick now. Elton to Maestro at the left back spot. Maestro moving up the field. Still with the ball. Looking for a pass here. Gives it off back to Uche, and Uche will switch the game up by passing it over to Silver. Silver now, at the right wing. Looking for an easy pass and does succeed with it. Alex tries to build it but fails, and Blurred gets it. Blurred over to Mini. Mini does have some space to use it for himself now. Switches it over to Internal. Gives it back to Super. At left back now. Going up the field from left back. Doesn't seem to be giving it off anytime soon. Does give it off now. Eternal. Down the left wing. Looking for a potential cross here. Flicks over. Does cross it in. Back post. Mini gets it. Sparta team steals it, but it's blocked by Awaken. Royal Blues really seem to be struggling right now. Diamond gets the clearance. Passes it back to Maestro, and they seem to be time wasting. Yes, they are indeed time wasting. Or to Silver now. Missed touch. And that seems to be Super's ball. Yes, it is. Flakes. Twice. Back to a goalkeeper. Good decision. Yukuzi. Over to Moose. Moving up now. Looking for his fellow teammates for a chance that could deal break the game. Switches it over to Super instead. Super now. Looking for a cross in. Does get it, but it's mossed by Nax. Diamond. Beautiful flicking and beautiful touch. Pass it back. Almost misses his pass. Very risky by Diamond. Huge over to Maestro. Maestro gives it off to Nax. Nax now. Just over back to the goalkeeper. Starbound are time wasting. Bad pass by the goalkeeper, but Serfan still gets it. Over to Diamond. Diamond flakes over Blurred successfully. Passes it back to Maestro. Last 5 seconds in the clock for the game. Last attack for Starbound. Very time wasted, and they got their way with it. Last attack now to Elton. Elton over to Awaken. Inshallah cross. Most by Super, and it's GG's full time. I mean, it was an Inshallah cross, bro. Good game. But
I'm bored of this.